Ready. Yeah, it's okay. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to everyone who's listening in the sound of my voice. This is
All right, you're on.
And a present good morning. Good morning to everyone who's listening and those of you who should be listening. Anyway, I'm Dr. Nathan Rabb, and this is The Natural Way. Thank you. Yes, good morning again. I'm repeating myself, but anyway, this is the top of the morning to everybody, and this is what I do Wednesdays. Just keep repeating. You can. It is a wonderful day today. It's warm outside, and hopefully it won't be too warm inside where I am. But we're going to continue with our program, regardless of if it's warm, it's warm. If it's cold, well, it won't be cold for sure. But we'll still share knowledge with you, and that's what this is all about: sharing knowledge for those who are seeking knowledge, and doing things to assist them in overcoming maladies. And a lot of things are going on right now, and unfortunately, a lot of people, they have high expectations, but they don't have the basic knowledge to take care of themselves, to understand why they need to eat a certain way and why they keep eating a different way. And we've been getting a lot of calls in where folks are really in serious trouble with their health, but they're sort of reluctant in, you know, getting in with the right programs and things, and listening, long enough to understand what it is they need and what we provide here. Because we're not doing, we're not doing pharmaceuticals here. We're doing uh, naturals, naturaceuticals, if you want to call them that. But that's what we offer here is plant-based nutrition. And we've helped many, many people over the years, and it's been many years, 40 plus, 44, 45 years, where we worked with people who were open and willing to learn more. And there's been a lot of teaching going on over the years, and a lot of them I have forgotten, even they're in the archives, or I have to wake them up somehow. But the idea is to educate so we can eradicate ignorance, illness, and disease. We have a lot of that going on, and it's not a put down on anyone, but it's knowledge letting you know that there are better ways of getting your health back than waiting until you're on the last leg, and then you're looking for someone that can pull your chestnuts out of the fire at the last minute. Well, the body, it needs attention every day. And if you set up a plan where you are keeping your body healthy, throughout the day and the week and the year and whatever, then we wouldn't have all these problems. We wouldn't have so many people showing up where they have a problem, but they still want to eat the things that created the problem or helped create it. And it's almost as if they want to blame me and the people that I work with for, making the problem. No, we're here to help eradicate them. We're here to assist people who want to get better. And that should be everyone. Everyone should want to have a better quality of life. And you're not going to have it just doing everything you want to do when you want to and how you want to and all of that, and continuously eating at the trough instead of eating from a plant-based menu. I want to say hello to Sister Melanie Lacey and Little Rock. Uh, I got your email last week, I guess it was, and somewhere in the near future, I may be able to make a trip down your way, but it's going to be a minute because I have a lot of things going on along with my vision issues and keeping my place going here and whatever. But we certainly appreciate knowing that you have people there that you're working with and you guys are moving right on. That's what the whole thing should be about, is that we have people who are doing things that can create better life for anybody who's open to it. And we really need to have more people studying natural medicine versus, eating everything you want and whatever they want. And then when there's a problem, we end up at the doctor's office trying to figure out why that won't work for us. And so anyway, we're going to continue teaching as we always have. And as it usually happens, someone always wants to break in on me but I cannot answer phones while I'm talking. So that will have to wait. And most of the time when these things happen early in the morning, it's people trying to sell you something, whatever. It's very usually is somebody looking for help. But sometimes it is. But most of the time when it's early morning, and most of the days I'm doing Zoom programs at that point, about Monday through Friday and Saturday, we doing programs that have to do with limbic arc. But a lot of vendors call in early in the morning, like that's all you have to do is wake up and wait to buy their wares. So we don't let it bother us. We just don't answer the phone. And when it's time to answer it, then we answer it. Positive thoughts bring about positive actions. And anyone who is suffering from any type of malady that is within their body, there's a way for you to correct that. But you can't correct it by griping and by saying you want to eat what you want to eat and all of this, because if that's the case, you don't really ever have to call me. If you're not ready to listen, and don't wait until the last minute and then expect someone to create a miracle in your life. It doesn't work like that. Very rarely does it work that way. And especially when you let your body sour to that point, and then you're looking for someone to fix it in a minute, that is totally offline. That's going to happen. It will not. You have to take charge of your life while you still have the life, instead of waiting for a complete breakdown. And now you are looking for someone to right the ship when it's sinking. So keep in mind that your health is your wealth. And if you misuse it, abuse it, or whatever, you won't have it. So if you want to have a long and healthy life, you have to start taking better care of yourself. And it's not an overnight thing. It is not an overnight thing. So be ready for some time spent on your health to get you back on track, because that's what it takes. Here we have numerous people, and over the years we've had people coming in and getting on detox programs, and a lot of them have done very well. But of course, you have that other group that didn't, because they didn't do what they needed to do. See, if you don't put in the effort, you're not going to get the whatever you're supposed to get. You won't get that. If you put the proper effort forward, then you can expect to get a good result. But again, these things, plant-based food, that's a major part of this. Plant-based, not eating all the dead flesh and eating all of this and eat and just, I mean, some of us just, we eat to live instead of live to eat. It's, I mean, just the other way around. They are eating and getting problems, and then looking for someone to fix the problem when they haven't even changed what they're eating. And so, there are times when these things get a little nerve-wracking, a little, you know, you don't always want to hear them, but you try to talk to the person, give them a little knowledge, and perhaps you can get them to get on the right track. But so many just looking for the yellow brick road, and the road they've been traveling on is yellow, but it ain't a brick road. It's one that's been highly traveled down the wrong, divides and everything else. So the body is now, ready almost for the curing ground. And that's not the one where you're getting well. That's one that someone wants to get it better, but at the same time, they're still a little hesitant to that they're going through. So when you have a body that's in bad repair and you're looking for help, then the first thing you need to do is open up to listen to whoever the person is that you are attempting to get the help from. Don't try to tell them what to do, because I'm not a person who's snappy and quick to let you go, but if you start hammering on it too much, I'm gone. Because I've been working on a 50-year pilgrimage here, is assisting people all over this country and out of the country. And I enjoyed doing it. But I will admit that there have been a few occasions where it wasn't enjoyable. But because I had made a pact with myself and a lot of other healthy people, or good people, to stay the course and do what I could, do what I can to help change it, the way people think when it comes to putting nutrition in the body. You go into these fast food places every day, eating a lot of dead stuff, and some of the times I'm on I'm watching the TV, and they have all of this stuff that they're showing you, and it's like it's supposed to be so good, and you see a lot of yellow and a lot of different stuff that is what a lot of folks are eating, and they're telling you how great this is. Now, you have to learn some of these things for yourself. You can't believe everything that you see or everything you hear. You have to know something yourself. Your knowledge level. How's your knowledge level? What do you know about holistic health? What do you know about plant-based foods? Do you know anything? Or do you know that you say, well, I know I like meat and I like bread and I like, yeah, well, that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They do too much of that. And putting them together, they don't work together. You can't, it's just like when I talk about cycles of the body. The cycles of the body are there for a reason. It's because you can't just jam everything into your mouth and expect it to go through your stomach and come out on the other end in perfect, it's not going to do that. So first thing we need to do is get some education, understand what it's all about. What is detoxing about? When Dr. Rabb talk about detox, what is he talking about? Well, detoxing means we moving toxins out of your body. The body will take in a lot of different toxins when you are putting all of the wrong stuff into your body. Are you putting the wrong combinations in there? There are numerous ways that you can make yourself sick, but the only way you're going to get better is to change all of that and start doing things with natural, healthy, plant-based materials that help your body to move waste out. And the more that waste you get out, the better you will start to feel. That's what it's about. And it's really a nice thing when a person comes in and they say, you know, I remember you helped me with this back at whatever time. And, sometimes I don't even remember it because it's been a long time. This goes back, as I say, it's getting up into the 40s of years that I have been traveling all over this universe. Maybe not the universe, but certainly all over the country and out of the country. And met lots of people and still, hear from some and others. It's been a long time. You don't hear from them, but I remember names. Sometimes a name will pop up and I say, yeah, I remember I was at Reverend so-and-so's place. They called me to ask me to come down and do some seminars, and I've done a lot of that. That is kind of, behind me at this point because I've just like my age now is a little bit young for me to be, running all over the universe. And at 80, I think I'll stay closer to home, but I continue to work. See, I'm not ready to quit. Quitters never win and winners never quit. So anyone that shows up at my door and they have the right attitude and they're looking for things that they can do to ingratiate themselves, well, we are here to help. We are here to help. But it's amazing how some of the things that people will ask you and some of the things that they are expecting and they don't want to change. They want, it's like this. They won't change, but they don't want to change. It makes a lot of sense because if you are having unhealthy things happen to your body and you just keep doing it and keep going down the same trail, how do you expect it to change? It's not going to. It will change, yeah, for the better. It'll keep getting worse and worse and worse. And so if you want to restore health, you have to make some changes. You have to start dealing more with organic, plant-based things and not dealing with a lot of things that's already been, have a lot of stuff done to them where they're not even healthy for you to be putting into your body. But we get caught up in taste. I like the way that tastes. Well, everything that's, as I say, good to you isn't necessarily good for you. Learn detoxing. Learn why you need to detox, why it happens to my body. Why does my body get all clogged up? And why do I get overweight? Why do I have a major size stomach and maybe a backside is the same thing? How did all of this happen? It's because you are allowing it to. You're feeding the things that are growing the way that they shouldn't be. because your body is a temple. It's not a garbage disposal. And when you go to a market and you're looking for food, find one that has a lot of things in there that are natural. They're plant-based. There are stores like that. They have plant-based nutrition in there. And but we see more people going to these little places around here with the drive-up windows and all of that, and all that is a lot of stuff that you're putting into your body that you shouldn't be. But it's up to the individual to make the changes. No one can make you do anything. But if you want to have a better health, then the main thing you got to do is change your habits. You got to change your habits and start doing things that will help your body to overcome these processes that we're going through, where we can't get out of bed sometime, or where we've had a lot of excess weight is on us because we've been eating everything wrong, and we love it so much that we just keep doing it. There are ways to get better, but like I say, it calls for positive action. You can't just sit around and think about it. And it's really amazing how people will call the place here. They'll call the station, and they want this. They have swollen feet and swollen this and whatever. And so sure, we say, well, what are you doing about it? And so far, nothing. Just trying to get some more of the same thing they've been putting in the body. And so then we have a nice conversation about why we detox the body. Why you do that? Because you got to clean it up so it can fix itself. The body is self-healing, but it can't do it when you're filling it with garbage. And it's amazing how sometimes you get like what's called little throwbacks, like it's like, well, I like this and I'd like that. It's obvious you like too much of it. That's why you're in the state you're in. And so what is that telling you? It's time to make positive changes in your life if you want to have a life. Now, if you just want to lay around and have aching feet and legs and this and that, and I'm telling you, we hear this all the time. And often there will be a spouse will be trying to tell the other spouse, you got to make some changes. You got to make some changes. But this, if you get really caught up in eating flesh every day and eating your bread with it, all of those different things are going to keep you from getting your health back. They're not going to help you to get it back. No matter how much you might love that is not going to fix it. And so it's time to wake up and smell something other than what you've been smelling. Because if you are suffering right now from a lot of different maladies, people have problems trying to walk, swelling this, swollen that, and we're still trying to eat the same thing. It does not work. It's like it's always said, when will they ever learn? Well, we're looking for a miracle, and every now and then you might get one, but not like that. Not by gorging on everything you like, you putting it right into your mouth, going right into your stomach, thinking that, okay, this is automatically going to break down right and everything is going to be good. Nope, wrong. It's not going to happen. And there are many people already suffering that. We hear them daily, and we work with them to attempt to overcome that habit so that they can have a better habit, one that says, I'm healthy. I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. And you can't just throw that out there and be lying. You got to be telling the truth. If you want the truth, you have to speak it and work at it so that you can get your body into the right state of health. Everyone wants to be well, but not everyone want to put forth the effort. And so for those who want to get well, we're right here at 429 West Manchester Boulevard. And our hours of operation Monday through Friday, and usually Saturday, not Saturday, we don't do Saturdays, but we do our hours. I'm at 9 o'clock because sometimes I'm doing Zoom programs like I am now, and there are other times that I'm doing the limbic arc program because we have an amazing program that's called limbic arc that has helped a lot of people. And so those are the things that happen at 9 o'clock in the morning. Right now, I'm upstairs in the green room, and we're talking about health, your health, mine, and anybody else who wants to listen. But every day we have people come in, sometimes more than others, sometimes there's a few. And but the majority of them want help. But there are those who just gripe and talk about what they like. And here we're attempting to share with them how they can have a good life and get rid of some of the stuff that's making them sick. Because that's what is happening to a lot of people. They're making themselves sick by putting the wrong things in at all the wrong times. So, just take a little advice and start looking at, go find a book. There's one out there called it's Harvey and Marilyn Diamond is the name of, that's the authors. And then there's many other authors out there with books, and a lot of these books are in the different stores around, especially the ones where you have produce in there, things that people can buy. You can find those type of books where you can start reading and finding out how you can help yourself. But if you think that you're going to always have somebody else looking for you, looking over you or whatever, it's not really anybody's but yours. You're the person, you have the body, you're supposed to take care of it. And we have detox programs that people have used over the years, are still using, and still getting results. And we are working vigorously to keep things out here so that the people who want to get better will have a road to get better. But if we are continually eating at the trough, then all we're going to do is continue to make ourselves sick. No one wants to be sick, but a lot of people are, and bedridden and a lot of other things. So just take a few minutes and find something that you can read that talks about something other than fried chicken and pork chops and all of this other stuff that you're throwing together in your body that should never go together. You need to have some real good plant-based nutrition. Go on a cleanse. That's what we talk about, a lot of that here. Cleansing. Cleansing is next. Cleanliness is next to godliness, as they say. But if you continue to let your body build up a lot of toxic stuff, next thing you know, you have swollen this and swollen that, and this is leaking and that is leaking, and I've got to get surgery for this and surgery for that. Your body wasn't designed to be whacked and whittled and everything else. It's supposed to be there for you to put healthy things in there so that the body gets healthy. And when the body gets healthy, you are healthy because you are the body. But if you keep playing the game of Russian roulette, all this bad eating, then you're actually making yourself sick. It's no two ways about it. Dead food can't keep you alive. It has no life in it. So there has to be, you have to have, where's your energy going to come from if you're putting dead stuff in your body? Well, where's the energy? Well, I get full. Full and fed are different. If you want to have decent health, you got to have some good health habits, period. I don't care who you are and where you come from. You cannot make it with putting a lot of garbage in your body. You just can't, it won't happen. And there are so many that I don't know if they disbelieve it, but they still keep doing the same thing. And and here at the Holistic Health Service, we attempt to help each person that comes through the door. If they're, if they're serious about what they want to do and they're willing to do something to help themselves, and you can have a conversation with a person and then let them know, there are ways to overcome these things, but it's not going to be easy because you've been doing it so long. So you've created, you've created something that it's hard for you to get rid of, but you have to set something aside. You have to find out, well, I'm going to do something so I can get my health better, or I'm going to keep doing what I like until I, expire. And I don't think there's anybody who wants to do that, but there are a lot of people that are engaged in that process. Food is your medicine, only if it's good food, healthy food, not a whole lot of stuff that's been, burned up and sugared up and whatever. That's not what it's talking about. Healthy plant-based nutrition is what your body needs. And so until we make those changes, and all of the only thing we're doing is hurting ourselves. You're not hurting anybody else. And there are so many. And in fact, there are lots of days that I just stopped talking and I let my able-bodied assistant talk, because I'm, I've been at this for so long, so there's some things that I just don't need to hear over and over and over and over, especially when it's coming from someone who's not trying to change anything. Or they griping about, what they want and telling me what pains they have, and yet they're looking at me for a miracle. Well, the miracle is in the plants, the right plants, the plants that still has life in them. That's where it is. And back away from some of these animals. I mean, we just get caught up in eating meat, and eating it with bread, and all of these things, that rice, we just load up a lot of stuff. Well, this is what is helping to make a lot of people sick, overweight, or whatever their maladies may be, because we're feeding it. We're feeding it. And it's not going to change until you change. If you can, you can walk on away from that one, or you can stop and say, that made sense. I have to make some changes. If I want to have a change to take place in my life, I have to make a change. And that is its simple statement. But why is it so hard for some to get a hold of it and just walk with that? Start putting some healthy plant-based stuff into your body. Make your smoothies in the morning, put them in a blender and liquefy them. because the energy is still going to be there. You don't have to be full, you need to be fed. Full and fed are two different things, folks. So in the morning, when you getting up early, instead of putting something in your body that's going to cause your stomach to clog up and back up and all of that, you need to have things that you swish around in your mouth and swallow them. Get you some good leafy greens, get some blueberries, blackberries, raspberry, things like that, and make you a liquid smoothie. And then when you get it all liquefied and you put it in your mouth, just swish, 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 and swallow. Then you take another swallow, swish, 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 swallow. And it does not sit in your stomach for the next 5 days, next 5 hours or whatever. It's those things will move on to the bloodstream, move up the limbic system, up to the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and out into the body like it's supposed to. But it'll be natural things that can help rebuild your health with energy. That's how we have to do it. We have been taught the wrong way, and we want to keep doing the same thing because we like the way it tastes, not the way what it's doing to us, because a lot of us are sick of being in pain and having all these different maladies, but we keep looking back at what we just left or what we should have left. You see, there's I think it was Nat King Cole's that looking back. Anyway, a lot of us have that problem. We keep looking back. Someone gives you, some guidelines to move forward and make a change, and you keep looking back. Looking back over my life, when whatever, it's a song. But there are people who are doing the same thing. They'll start on a detox and stop. And then the next time you see them, they'll tell you, well, I started, but keep your butts out of it. The butts create a lot of problems sometimes. Keep the butt out. Just learn how to make positive changes in your life so you can have a life. That's how you create life in your body, by putting things in the body that has life in them. Because dead food will not keep you alive. And if you keep putting it in, it's going to cause more problems. Now, this is something you can take it or leave it. You don't have to do it. You can keep doing what you're doing. But please, don't waste people's time when you are suffering and you're calling, because we have people call right here and they have all these problems, and it may be like a family, husband and wife or what, like that. And one person wants to help and the other one just wants to keep doing what they're doing. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to make a change, and it says be the change that you want to make. You can't do it by, well, you fix my food over there and I'm going to eat this, and you can eat that, but I don't like that, so I'm going to eat this. If you're not putting some healthy plant-based nutrition in your body, you are fooling yourself. That's exactly what you're doing. You're fooling yourself. So get your mind right. It says get your mind right and then get your body right. But understand this, you are worth it. You are worth it. You just have to, get to the point where you tell yourself that and you believe it. Because when you believe it, you can have it. If you believe it and you receive it, you can have it. But if you keep doing what you've been doing, you get the same results you've been getting, only worse. So keep that in mind when you walk into the store, wherever you go, whether it be you going into Jack in the Box, or you're going into McDonald's, or you're going to those, or you're going to a nice place where they have a lot of natural health foods, and you're looking there because you want to have a better life. You are ready for a change. You say, I've changed my mind, now it's time for me to change my body. Because if I don't, yeah, I can change my mind all I want to, but if I don't ever change what I'm putting in my body, guess what? It's going to remain the same. That's the way it is, folks. Love it or leave it. But it's your body. You bought it. It's yours. You have to take care of it. You can't keep looking for other people to take care of it. And see, here's another thing. You know, the people will call and tell you what problems they have, and then they want you to tell them what they can do. Well, that's part of what I've been doing all these years. So I don't have a problem with that. But when a person shows me that they are not really serious, I don't really have a lot of time to spend with a person who's not serious, because there are people who are serious. And I'd like to see people get better. It's a joy to know that. And it may be a little selfishness in it, but I have helped a lot of people over a lot of years, and it just made me feel good that I was able to help somebody. If I could just help somebody as I pass along this way, then my living will not be in vain. See, that's something you could speak to yourself every day, and make it stick. Start looking more at things that can go into your body to heal you and make you better than just the taste factor. Because that's what most people do. They eat for taste. It don't taste good, I don't want to eat it. Okay, but you got lumps and bumps and everything else swelling up in your body, and now you're looking for somebody to fix you. It's your responsibility. Your life, your responsibility. It's nothing wrong with reaching out for some assistance, but once you do that, then follow through. Follow through with what you were looking for, a miracle, and the miracle showed up, but because it didn't have ham hocks and fried chickens and whatever's, you decided to keep looking and keep cooking. There are things in this universe other than fried chicken, pork chops, and tuna and whatever else is out there. And a lot of these things that people are consuming, bottom feeders, shellfish, all these kind of things, and we just gobbling it up as if it was some of the best stuff around. So we have a problem with our diets, and DIET, diet, DIE, if you drop the ET off. So be very careful. Be very careful. Find a way to back off of the things that are making you sick or that has already made you sick, because if you're already sick, you need to be moving in the other direction and not looking for a way to get some more. What is up? What is with us? We're hurting, and we're flirting with something else that we're trying to get a hold of. I don't like that. I don't like, well, it obviously doesn't like you because you're not working together. But life is a precious commodity. I can't say it enough. Life. Do you want to have a healthy life, or do you want to be walking around all the time with problems, with pain and with this and that? It's your choice. Voice your choice. You decide what you want to do with your life. You make that decision. If you don't know about the nature of plant-based foods or whatever, find somebody that you can study with, find someone that you can get some knowledge from, someone that who can direct you in the right path to get these kinds of foods into your body so that you can have a happy, healthy, wholesome life. It's not going to happen as long as you keep, sending somebody in to get you something that you really don't need. You don't need it. You need healthy plant-based nutrition. You need a lot of it. You can make it into smoothies. So there's no digesting, it's assimilation. See, when you put the things in there in the liquid form, the energy is still going to climb up the ladder. They're going to climb up the limbic ladder into the subconscious mind, then into the conscious mind, then into voila, out into the body. And the body starts smiling because someone has got the message and they started to make the changes that they need to get the health that they would like to have, that they've been waiting so long because they could not get away from the dead animals, the dead flesh, the breads, all of the stuff that they thought was great. It's time that we woke up and smelled something that's good instead of something that just we think is good because we like it because we've been doing it for so long. I grew up in South Carolina on a farm. We raised everything we ate, but we ate meat. We ate hogs, chickens, ducks, all of it. Had farms, cotton and corn and all kinds of stuff. Now, both of my parents lived into their 90s. My dad lived to be 95 and my mother 90. And, I just had my uh, 80th birthday. So if I'm going to catch up with them, I got a long way to go. But the idea is that they made it on things that they raised there on the farm. They didn't have a bunch of chemicals or going to supermarkets to get a lot of things. Later in life, they started buying some things, but they were buying them from people that were in the country there where they were. And most of them, they knew where the animals came from and all of that. So it was a little bit of a difference than it is with where we are and what we're doing. Because here we are in the great big city, and we don't know from whence any of these things come. And even when you go into the supermarkets, you don't know where you have to seek and search to find something that hasn't been, something been modified, because it's just, we're in a different era, a different era. And all of the time that I was growing up, we had all kinds of animals. We raised them, we ate them, and it's still, my folks went into their 90s. That's it's something to something there. They didn't do a lot of things that was taking them their lives. They were doing things that actually kept them around longer. And anyone that really wants to have a better quality of life, what you have to do is make some changes. You have to make some changes. Because if we continue to walk down the same road, stubbing our toes in the same rocks, and thinking that there's going to be a change, and we haven't made a change, then we're lying to ourselves. It is high time we started to really look at nutritional food, look at where it comes from, how is it grown, find out these things, because they are very, very important. It's not just, oh, well, this, oh, well, that. No. These are things that you need to investigate, get as close as you can to the natural, so you're not putting a lot of stuff in your body that's been modified and who else know what else. Because a lot of these little joints we see around here, little fast food, they're putting things together that should never go together. And we like it. And we see some of the people that come into the facility here, there's some that are normal sized people, excuse me, but there are also some that are not normal sized, and that they're carrying too much, and it didn't come from the plant base. It came from a lot of things that had meat, bread, and those things involved in there. And see, if you want to put something like that into your body, then do it in moderation. Don't make it the mainstay. And when we put these heavy foods in the body first thing in the morning, we definitely cause wreak havoc on our own stomach, because things have to digest. When you put them in there, they need to digest. And if you're making yourself a real good smoothie, and all of the nutritional stuff is in it, but it's been ground up and turned into liquid. So now you're getting the energy flow that you need, but you don't have to have all this stuff that you chew up and swallow that and think it's going to move right on out of your body. That isn't going to happen. Number one, things have to digest before they can move. But if you're doing plants and making them into smoothies in the morning, which would be a good idea, then you put that liquid in there and swish it around in your mouth and swallow, and it's going to move down the track, up the blood, up the limbic system, into the subconscious, to the conscious, to the body. Voila. That's how it works. But if we sit up and eat a plate full of bacon and eggs and cheese and bread and yada yada, that is not going to be digested in the next through 2 or 3 days. It really, the body needs to be, the morning part of it from 4 a.m. till noon should be liquids. Make you a liquid smoothie. Why? Because the energy is in the smoothie. It doesn't have to be thick stuff and clogging up your store for your gut to think, oh, I got me some food. No, you just created a problem on yourself. So when you get your blackberries, raspberries, those good berries, and maybe get a little piece of apple, especially not just so much the sweet apples, the other ones, and turn that into a smoothie. So it's liquefied. It's all, there's no chewing in it. You can swish it around. That's what you go swish, 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 swallow. And it's not going to stay there sitting in your area, your it's not going to sit there a long time in your stomach. That is going to start moving up the channel. It's going where it's supposed to go, and it's going to make the complete pilgrimage as they go through there. It won't be sitting around causing you a whole lot of, belching and burping and passing gas and whatever. That's what happens when you do it the wrong way. When you put a lot of stuff in there, it has to be ground up and it sits in your body for who knows eons. A word to the wise should be sufficient. We should learn how to eat so we can have better health instead of just eating, period. This is what's making a lot of people sick. And these are not all old, as we say, old sick people. A lot of these are young people making themselves sick because of their dietary habits. So make some changes. Find out what's really necessary for your body to be healthy. Get a book. Read some books. There are stores right around us that have books in there where you can go in and read about superfoods and a lot of other plant-based things. You can read and find out, what books, what they can tell you about how to make some of these smoothies and things that I talk about. And back up off of all of this animal. It's clogging up everything in your system, and that we don't need. But if we refuse to make the changes that we need to make, we will continue to stumble, and we will continue to go down the wrong pathway. And you'll continue to go where somebody you think can fix you. And a lot of the time when you try to share with them how to follow the plan so they can get better, then all they want to talk about is, why can't I eat some meat? Because you're sick already from eating too much of it, but you're still looking for more. So that's why it's a problem. And we need to understand, if you're ill, you need to start doing things to detox your body. Detox means clean out the garbage that's laying around in places. You have swollen this, you can have a liver problem, kidney problem, bladder issues, gut issues, all kinds of things. All of those things take place when we don't take care of our bodies. But the more you take care of your body, the more it can take care of you. But if you are already having a problem and you really want to change, then you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to make some changes. Nobody can do it for you. No one can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. We're getting close to the end of our broadcast here this morning, and I sincerely hope that you listened to something that I had to say. And if not, come back next week and you can do it again. So peace and love to everyone. Peace and love to everyone, and we will see you down the road. And God bless.